I had the question, Sheikh, it's a bit late now, but it's always good to know the answer. For the New Year's,
Which one? The Buddhist, the Jewish, the Chinese?
The Gregorian calendar.
Okay. There's many New Years, you see.
There are. You know what, Sheikh? Yesterday someone asked me, is counting down to the New Year's haram or disliked? So I thought, you know what, let me do some research. So I was like, origins of the new year, and that's the issue I had. There's so many New Years. It's not. Really. You'd think there's just like the one that's recognized, kind of 2020 or all of this, but there's a few. But just that question, Sheikh. How do we understand the countdown? Because at the end, people will have these questions. It's a culture. Yeah. People want to get involved sometimes. Yeah.
So, I think there are different. I mean, you've touched on one issue, and it goes back to the countdown. Okay, is this something permissible for us to do? To participate in some form of non-religious celebration, and also in a time where, if as a Muslim, you say things like that the Prophet ﷺ, quoting narrations, that Allah Jalla wa Ala and the Prophet ﷺ gave to us 2 Eids, and that should be enough for us, really. And then you are seen as some form of freak, even, that you have some form of identity crisis, that you don't want to integrate and that you don't want to participate in your society, just merely because you say, well, I don't really see that as something necessary for me. We're living in very trying and different times. We're holding on to, if you like, saying that I just want to do what I find in Islam is sufficient for me. You're seen as some form of a person who's not willing to integrate or behave socially acceptable, which is, of course, something which is alien to Islam. As Muslims, we are an important part of the society, but you shouldn't feel as though you have to participate in every single celebration that pops your way. Okay, whether it's you can name the Egyptian New Year. This is especially Egyptian. There's as I mentioned, the Jewish and the Buddhist and the Chinese and the Gregorian, all of these different celebrations. I mean, where do you draw the line? Okay, where do you draw the line? Yep, albeit those other celebrations might not be as famous or as well known here in the UK. The countdown itself, is it haram? I cannot say haram. But I would say that where you holding on to an identity is becoming more difficult as time goes on, I think that it might not be haram, but try at least to do something which doesn't dissolve what you see as your Islamic identity. So I'm not saying it is haram. However, what I'm saying is I think that there are more important things for us to be trying to do and trying to engage in to be part of our society. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is best.